Now to the latest on the war in Iran and several big headlines today. New details about the attack on a girls' school and a new warning tonight for police departments on the West Coast about possible Iranian drone attacks.
Dick Brennan is here now in studio with more on that and also some late information about a move from the Trump administration over gas prices, Dick.
Yes, Christine and Jessica, the Trump administration just announced the U.S. will dip into the strategic reserve to help lower gas prices. This as we've learned more about that attack on an elementary school in Iran. Reports indicate the U.S. was responsible for the strike, which was adjacent to a military installation. It was apparently mistakenly targeted because of outdated coordinates. At the White House, President Trump was asked about a report in the New York Times that the U.S. was responsible for a Tomahawk missile strike on an Iranian elementary school that officials there say killed 175 people.
I don't know about it.
The White House has said that the U.S. is continuing to investigate the strike. In the meantime, the FBI has warned police departments in California that Iran could carry out drone strikes there that would be launched by ships off the coast.
Are you concerned, sir, about a domestic terrorist attack by Iran here, sir? No.
Later, the president traveled to Cincinnati, where he took questions and addressed the situation in the Strait of Hormuz, where sources tell CBS News that Iran was getting ready to mine the strait.
We hit 28 mine ships as of this moment, 28, using the same weapon, the exact same weapon that we use against the drug dealers.
The strait is effectively shut down during the war. Some 20% of the world's oil supply goes through it.
The Strait of Hormuz is a classic what we call maritime choke point.
Shipping experts have said if the strait is not opened up, there could be continuing impacts.
I think the important thing to remember is even if we open up the strait tomorrow and go back to normal traffic, you've already caused a disruption. It's going to take weeks to get everything back into order.
Average gas prices have jumped about 60 cents since the war began, but the president says that's only temporary.
Oil will be coming down. That's just a matter of war that happens you can almost predict it.
Mr. Trump says the U.S. continues its strike on Iranian missiles and that the Pentagon says some 90% of the Iranian missile and drone capability has been degraded. But experts say that would still leave many missiles left.
If you're starting at a very large baseline number, 10,000, 20,000, 90% still leaves significant military capability in the hands of Iran. And I think the United States is going after those targets, which is why, the first 90% is easy, but now the last 10% will be very difficult.
New information on an Iranian drone attack in Kuwait that killed 6 U.S. service members in the early hours of the war with Iran was more severe than previously revealed. CBS News has learned dozens of soldiers suffered minor injuries, including brain trauma, shrapnel wounds, and burns, and at least one may require the amputation of a limb. 30 people are still hospitalized. Jessica and Christine.
Dick, thank you. A pro-Iran group now claiming responsibility for a cyber attack against U.S. medical tech giant Stryker. The company, which has offices in New Jersey, says hackers have broken into their servers, causing a global network disruption. Stryker says it has no indication of ransomware or malware and believes the incident is contained now. Its teams are working to determine the impact of the attack on its systems. Stryker says it does have backup measures in place to support its customers.